All right, Jurassic World. I haven't seen it. Have you seen it?
I've seen it, I think, once when it first came out and never since.
So you didn't like it?
You know, when I first saw it, I was like, alright, they're trying to remake all the aspects of the first movie, like the T-Rex scene, all that stuff. But they focused a little too much on, like, how the people dealt with the dinosaurs and, like, the aquatic dinosaurs. I don't know if I said that right, but...
That's alright.
Yeah, I thought it wasn't a great movie, it was an alright movie.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're making a sequel says they have confidence in it. I don't know how that's going to be received.
Alright, so earlier this week, the studio behind Jurassic World has released a poster for it. The official name and the poster.
Alright.
So
Insert poster here.
Yep. So here it is.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Life finds a way. And I've heard that was by Jeff Goldblum.
Okay, so if I remember to put up the poster, which I should, you can see that it's the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World symbol where there's the dinosaur and the name of the movie.
Yep.
Then there's also embers dashing across it in a diagonal pattern.
Yep.
So that symbolizes probably destruction. Probably the dinosaurs rising up or something. Not like Planet of the Apes style.
No, I think it's just I think Fallen Kingdom gives it an idea. So it's going to be like an extinction scenario. But Life Finds a Way, I've heard, was said by Jeff Goldblum or something like that. And there's the assumption that Jeff Goldblum's character from the original Jurassic Park franchise is going to make an appearance in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which really confuses some stuff if that's true, because is Jurassic World like a reboot, or is it a continuation, like a distant continuation?
I think it was originally supposed to be a reboot of the series, but the fact that a character from the original is making an appearance...
It could make an appearance.
Then it would be a continuization, I guess.
And if that's true, haven't they frickin' learned their lesson 3 movies earlier?
You would think, but no.
Alright, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was created as a tourist attraction for dinosaurs, which is pretty cool. But they went bad.
They broke out.
They learned their lesson. Then all of a sudden, the sequel, we find out that there was another island with dinosaurs.
And people somehow go there.
And here's the freaking bright idea. They bring a T-Rex to New York, I think.
Oh yeah, man. Now that I'm actually remembering, that was a weird concept.
That was really stupid. And then the third movie was about raptors and Sam Neill using like a shell. Like, insert the clip here. It's a shell. And what he can do is communicate to raptors as a raptor. And he does it flawlessly, basically. So, if that's true, why did they make Jurassic World?
Another tourist attraction for dinosaurs.
I blame you, Bryce Dallas Howard. I blame you and your stupid, smug, corporate decision to make Jurassic World. I don't like I'm not bagging the actress, but I'm bagging her character because she made a pathetic decision. And now we get this. We get a sequel to Jurassic World.
I swear, if this is an island full of dinosaurs, and they bring another dinosaur to New York,
might as well call it Jurassic World: The Fallen Sequel 2.2.
I don't know, but that's the thing. If the way that they're setting it up, it seems like it would be a reboot. The first Jurassic Park movie was a tourist attraction. Jurassic World, a tourist attraction.
Yep.
The second one was an island. Yeah. If this one is an island, then it is a reboot. But it also could be continuing the franchise if the character makes an appearance.
Yep.
This is getting confusing.
This is really getting confusing. Maybe we shouldn't talk about this anymore. If you want to research about Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom, just do it. Just do it yourself. It's really confusing for us to talk about it. But now for some good news. All right. Watchmen. Did you like the movie? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it a while ago, but from what I remember,
does it hold up?
Right.
Does it adapt the graphic novel perfectly?
Well, nothing ever does it perfectly, and whenever something does recreate something perfectly, people complain.
Exactly. Like, I've seen bits and pieces of Watchmen, and I read a little bit of the graphic novel. I didn't read all of it, but I will find the time to read it, because it's on Time Magazine's 100 greatest novels of all time. Not graphic novels. Novels. This is what we should be reading at school. Not The Great Gatsby or The Lord of the Flies.
This is what we should be studying. We shouldn't be reading
Watchmen.
We shouldn't be reading great, in quotation marks, literature.
Yes.
We should be reading the 100 best novels of all time.
Which I think those two were on the list, but I don't know.
If they are on the list, then so be it. But we shouldn't study it just because it's
part of the school curriculum.
Yeah, because it's on a curriculum.
But anyway, like I said, I will find the time to do it. I've read a little bit of the graphic novel. I've watched a couple of bits and pieces of the movie. There are some parts that are really good, like Jackie Earle Haley as Rorschach, and
the disintegration.
Yeah, that's basically about it.
Yeah.
And you look at the movie, the problems with it are probably characterizations, costumes, the big decision, the big climactic event at the end, which I won't spoil if you haven't seen it or read the novel, but it was like a big step away from the graphic novel. I think they did it because it would add more to one of the characters.
It would have a greater impact or something like that?
Yeah, but people were really angry about it. But never fear, HBO is here. Co-creator of Lost and Leftovers, Damon Lindelof.
Yeah, if you're watching the podcast, be prepared for us to butcher names.
Damon Lindelof, or
however you pronounce it.
Damon Lindelof.
Yeah, just Damon.
Sir Damon, is going to adapt the graphic novel into a HBO television series. And looking at his work, Lost and Leftovers, this could probably work. And I couldn't find the quote, but from what I could find, just paraphrasing, it is said that the show will portray the graphic novel accurately or close to it. So, this could be a really good point.
I think the idea of making it into a TV show is a much better idea.
Yeah, instead of cramming 12 issues, which could be like 4 to 5 hours of television, into one 3-hour movie.
Or 4 hours if you get the extended edition.
It's just too much. It's just too much.
A TV show, on the other hand, you can maybe do, I don't know, like an issue or half an issue an episode.
Yeah, so you could either do, it has to be only one season, because you can't do 2 seasons, because that'll just drag on.
Yeah, one season would be the optimal ending or length.
They could either do it in 2 ways. They could do one season with 12 episodes, which is each issue an episode. So issue 1 will be
episode 1, so on.
Or they could do what you said before, cut it in half, make one issue 2 episodes. That would mean one season with 24 episodes, which could work.
Well, isn't that what like The Flash and all that do? They have roughly 20 to 24 episodes per season?
Yeah, except Legends, because no one watches it.
But I still need to watch that, but I'm 2 seasons behind and just can't be bothered.
Also, you haven't started watching it.
No, I've just gone like 2 seasons behind. It's like Arrow all over again. We're like 2 or 3 seasons behind. Yeah. I really like that show, but I just don't have that time.
Yeah. Too many shows to catch up on.
And then when Defenders come out, there'll be another one.
But do you see the Watchmen show as a problem? Because some of the characters in Watchmen, the movie, were really good, but it's really hard to imagine other actors in this TV show, like
as those characters. Yeah.
Like, could you name one actor that you want to see on the show?
It would take a while for me to actually think of one.
Exactly, because it's really hard to do so. So the problem is, well, I have trust in Sir Damon. I'm calling him Sir Damon. I don't care if he's not a sir, but he's a sir. Yeah. I have trust in him. I have trust in what he's doing with Watchmen. And I'm sure that he will do the right decisions. He will make the right decisions, the right choices, and give us an adaptation which we should have got by now.
Well, speaking of the Watchmen, aren't they supposed to make like a return into the DC universe, I guess?
Oh, yes.
Via the button?
Yes, DC Rebirth. Really good stuff. The Watchmen were teased in, I think, DC Universe Rebirth #1, where it was said that someone had manipulated the timeline and took away 10 years of the whole the
universe,
the whole universe, and it was further explored. It's further explored in crossovers. So each DC Rebirth crossover, well, not each of them, but
some of them
are involving some titles are involving the mystery. Like there was the Batman Flash the Button crossover,
which lasted, I think, 4 issues.
4 issues. Action Comics #1, Volume 1, where we see the villain Mr. Oz, and there's a mystery to his identity, but it will be answered in like the next couple of issues of Action Comics. But basically, there's a theory that this is pre-Flashpoint Lex Luthor. Because we only get one instance where we see his face, and he looks a lot like Lex Luthor. He has the build like Lex Luthor. He has green eyes like Lex Luthor. If you can't see if he has hair, but if you get Lex Luthor, like a picture of Lex Luthor,
hold them side by side, or
hold them side by side. Put this in there.
Yep.
Put
an image and put them side by side.
Mr. Oz, Lex Luthor. Give Lex Luthor a green hoodie. That's Mr. Oz. But we don't know. But it might be, because the last thing we've I remember looking up pre-Flashpoint Lex Luthor. The last ever issue he ever appeared in, he disappears. He doesn't die. He disappears.
He just vanishes.
He just vanishes. So he could be Mr. Oz.
It makes sense. I mean, if he just disappears, he doesn't die. There's no record of him leaving or body or anything. And then all of a sudden, Mr. Oz just appears with a similar build, similar eye color, similar structure as Lex Luthor.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And at the end of the volume, he captures Doomsday, who is presumed to be in the Phantom Zone. And he's also captured a lot of characters who are presumed dead. For instance, Tim Drake. We thought he died, but he was actually teleported to Mr. Oz's prison. And one of his prisoners is was Mr. Mixie Spitlick, who is the villain who escaped in Superman Reborn, which is a crossover event, and that further delves into the mystery of DC Rebirth.
Yep.
Because you get pre-Flashpoint Superman, New 52 Superman, they merge into one, and to become the true Superman. So we don't know how that works, but it did, and we get the button where
with Reverse Flash appears, rips up the letter from Thomas Wayne to Bruce.
Yeah.
Takes the button, runs off, and comes back half disintegrated.
Yeah. And the last issue, which is I think Flash #22, we see the button, or badge, because we call it a badge in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Badge. It's a badge.
Yeah, it's jelly and jam all over again. They get mixed up across hemispheres, but.
And then we get one panel, I think about 2 text boxes, and a blue hand grabbing the badge. It's button, but called badge. Grabs it, and that teases an event called Doomsday Clock, which Jeff Johns is going to write, and this will hopefully mark probably the end of DC Rebirth and lead into the new DC universe.
Man, they seem to reboot a lot.
Yeah, I don't think they are going to reboot it. I'm just saying
it's just going to merge or something.
Like DC Rebirth could be a point where they could just reboot again without rebooting. Like they can merge the universes.
Yeah, they just sort of continue, but it's not Rebirth anymore.
Yeah. So back to Watchmen. Back to the Watchmen show. Fingers crossed, it's really good.
Hopefully, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of like capturing characters that are presumed dead, there was another character presumed dead, but it's in the Marvel universe.
Okay.
Well, he actually is dead. Wolverine.
Yeah, he's dead. He's not coming back.
Like normally, when they kill off characters, they bring them back a couple months later because fans have riots.
Yep.
But they haven't done that with Wolverine.
Nah, he's still dead. Good.
So
keep him dead. I don't want to see him back.
Despite his healing factor and extended lifespan because of it, he could be the first ever main comic book character that a lot of people know in either Marvel or DC to remain dead.
I don't think so, because there was also Ted Kord as Blue Beetle. He was a major character in Justice League International, and then all of a sudden he got shot in the head by Maxwell Lord. Spoiler alert. But yeah, a lot of main characters have died, like the Elongated Man. He died.
But they've all come back at some point.
Yeah, zombies. But Ted Kord, I think. Well, Ted Kord is back. He's in the New 52. He's becoming the new Blue Beetle. But who else? Yeah, but Wolverine could remain dead.
But now here's the dilemma.
Yep.
If the Marvel Universe reboots at some point, which of course they will, all comic book franchises eventually have a full reboot.
Yep.
Will Wolverine exist as Logan? Or will Wolverine exist as, I don't know, X-23 or like Daken or something? I think that's his name. Yeah.
Daken,
there we go.
Yeah.
Will Wolverine exist as Logan, or will Logan remain dead and someone else will take his place?
Well, a while ago, X-23 took up the mantle, and let's just keep it at that.
Because I can pretty much envision this. If Hugh Jackman stops being Wolverine in the movies, and they kill off Wolverine in the comic books, so that way then Logan is dead all around, there is no more Logan.
Yep.
Eventually, people will have a riot. Eventually, because
yeah,
that's kind of like making, I don't know, Bruce Wayne not become Batman and all of a sudden erase Bruce Wayne from history.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen because people love Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
All right, but let's see, what's that one?
All right. Here's a really good question. The Sony movies, the Venom movie, the Black Cat movie, the Silver Sable movie, they're all Spider-Man properties, but Spider-Man is said be nowhere near these films. But, funny enough, in an interview talking about Spider-Man's relationship with the spin-off movies, former Sony executive Amy Pascal says that the Sony movies are somewhere in the MCU. Kevin Feige reacts to it very hilariously. You should we'll put a link into the description if we can find it. Yeah. If we can't, we're really sorry. But heads up, he's pretty shocked.
Yeah. So the key phrase there is it's somewhere in the MCU.
Somewhere in the MCU, but they're not in the MCU. Like, there could be hints that Spider-Man could make an appearance in the films, but they said that he's not going to, or is nowhere near the films, or Sony's doing their own thing. So,
what does it mean?
Do you want them to be in the MCU? Do you want,
Venom, Black Cat, Silver Sable, all of them to be in the MCU, or just in their own little universe thing?
Just in the MCU. Do you want them to be in the MCU, or do you want them to do
their own thing?
I think do their own thing. Because I have a really good idea.
Alright.
Alright, so so the film that Sony was counting on to build a franchise on was The Amazing Spider-Man 2. There were going to be 2 sequels after that, a Sinister Six movie, a Black Cat movie, and a Venom movie.
But it was cancelled.
But they were canceled. So, I have an idea. Because Tom Holland is in the MCU, we bring back Andrew Garfield as the Spider-Man for that universe. Then, what that can do is open up what fans are hoping for, a Spider-Verse movie. So we get Tom Holland as Spider-Man in high school, in the MCU, and we get Andrew Garfield as an adult.
Yeah, as a more mature Spider-Man.
Yeah, and he's already set up, because from 2014 to 2018, which Venom is going to come out, that's 4 years. That means the character could grow, that Spider-Man could grow. He could mature.
He could be just out of high school.
He's out of high school.
He's well out.
Yeah, he's well out of high school. He could be doing his own thing. Like, how cool would it be to see Andrew Garfield back
As Spider-Man
for that universe, as a redeeming fact. But he won't play a major role in these films, but he'll play like minor roles. Like, how did the symbiote go to Eddie Brock?
Yeah, there could be like a flashback or something, and it'll show Spider-Man.
Like, beginning of the movie, we get Eddie Brock in a church. Then we see a body move taking something off.
Ripping something off, bells going.
Yeah, bells going, and then it goes on Venom. It goes on Eddie Brock. He becomes Venom.
Yeah, that's the problem with this. Like, the fact that they're planning to make a Spider-Verse movie.
I hope they make a Spider-Verse movie.
That makes the whole individual universe thing work.
That would work.
But the only problem with it is if they don't make the Spider-Verse movie, it becomes like an X-Men thing all over again, where there's 2 different X-Men franchises. So, in order for it all to work, they need to make that Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah. Or they could, they put Spider-Man in the Venom movie, and then they can do the Spider-Verse movie, like, later on. Probably after Black Cat, Silver Sable, and the 2 sequels to Spider-Man Homecoming, which are confirmed.
As long as they don't cancel it.
Yeah. So, there we go. So, do you want to see, we'll bring this question back. Do you want to see Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man? As the Amazing Spider-Man.
In that universe, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But there's also like there's one more problem that seems to arise with this, like with all this. It's like if there's 2 different Spider-Men in the Spider-Man movie, which one will not Spider-Man, the Spider-Verse movie?
Yep.
Which Spider-Man are they going to focus on? Are they going to focus on all of them, or are they going to focus on one individually?
Probably focus on 2. We'll focus on Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield. Yeah. And maybe Tobey Maguire could come back.
Maybe.
Whiny Parker.
Emo Parker.
Yeah, we'll just put a picture of Peter Parker crying and emo Peter Parker.
Yeah. Side by side.
Side by side. Just to see how awesome Tobey Maguire was as our Spider-Man.
The funny thing was, I actually liked that franchise.
Yeah.
It's a good franchise.
Yeah. I like the first 2 films especially. The third film has its problems. But there are a couple scenes that are beautiful, like Sandman's birth and Peter Parker taking off the symbiote in the church, and it's struggling on him.
Yeah, because it needs a host.
Yeah, and Sam Raimi, he knows how to shoot monster. He knows how to shoot monster scenes. He did Evil Dead, and this was a really good point for
Yeah. I've come up with an idea for a poll at the end of the episode, but that can wait.
Yeah. All right. Do we have any more to talk about, or is that it?
There's still a couple more, but they're brief summaries. There's, well, at least this is what I've heard. There's been a rumor that the Flash TV show will return earlier than usual.
Okay.
But there's a problem that arises with that. If it returns earlier, are they going to do what Rick and Morty did? Are they going to release an episode, like the first episode, and then wait for months before releasing another episode? Or, well, that's actually just what the Flash did for a while. Or are they just going to release it early and have the whole season released at one time?
Nah. CW does their own thing.
Yeah.
That's Netflix.
There's that,
Yeah.
and then there's also the Big Bang Theory season 10 finale.
Just do it, man. I haven't
Yeah.
seen it, but spoil it. Do it. Just do it.
I'm pretty sure you would remember
Rip it like a band-aid, man.
yeah.
Just rip it off.
There needs a bit of context. I'm pretty sure you remember. I can't remember what her name was exactly.
Yeah.
But one of the grad students that, quotation marks, fell in love with Sheldon from his lectures and everything.
No.
Like the redhead, that one.
No.
Yeah. She comes back
for
the season finale.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So there's that. And I don't want to spoil anything because I know you haven't seen it, but it pretty much puts Sheldon into a very awkward position because he's got back together with Amy.
Yay!
Everything's going well.
Yeah.
Amy gets a job at, I think it's
she gets a new job.
Princeton. I think it's at Princeton.
Oh, Princeton.
So she gets a job there, so she has to leave Sheldon to go work there for 3 months.
No.
So when she leaves, Ramon, that's her name. Ramon arrives and is around Sheldon, and everyone starts suspecting things.
Okay.
I'm not going to spoil the ending because, that's an issue.
Yeah.
But the question is, in season 11, what's going to happen between Sheldon, Amy, and Ramon?
Yeah. I can't wait. wait.
You need to get caught up.
I really gotta get caught up so I can watch that episode because I'm really excited right now. But I think that's all we have for today.
That's pretty much all.
But
before we finish, I've noticed that there's this poll system on YouTube, so I'm going to test it out with this episode.
Okay.
Last night, myself and a couple of family members had an argument about Superman.
Yep.
Can Superman breathe underwater or in space? Now, my argument is no, he can't. He can just hold his breath for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like, he can hold it for hours because of super durability and super stamina.
Yeah.
A few of my other family members are going, he actually can breathe in space because in the originals, he lived underwater with a mermaid for quite some time.
Yeah, he has super lung capacity, right?
And that's the thing. I'm saying that he has super lung capacity, which was increased via Star Labs, via device.
Yep.
And other members of my family are saying, no, he can just breathe underwater because he doesn't need air, food, or oxygen to live.
Alright.
So here's the question that we put on the poll. Can Superman survive without oxygen in space or underwater?
Alright, well, yeah.
So in the little eye in the corner of the screen, it'll come up with a poll. Put yes or no on your opinion, and then if you want to, in the comments, justify why.
Alright, that's what we have for today. Thank you for that.
And we'll see you next episode.
We'll see you soon. Nerd out.